thrive on it almost. I was out here for about 6 months, sponge bathing and whatnot, which was, you know, kind of roughing it. And I finally decided, hey, I'm gonna set up a shower. So I'm able to pump water from the IBC tote that's rain harvested water. It runs into a propane heater, and then I have endless hot water in there. And you know, I don't ever shower more than a few minutes because I don't want to waste a lot of water, but it never gets cold though. For the most part, life out here has been a lot more calm. I got more time to think, and I just find so much more happiness out here. If you look close enough in here, there's several garlic. I started in October, and then there's another bunch of them back here. It's kind of a mess, but it works for a barn and for starting all the plants and whatnot. Pretty wild to think that just a few hundred years ago, people were coming out. There wasn't technology, they didn't have internet, they didn't have phones. So probably the first week when I came out here, I started digging this hole, this area for the greenhouse. The back end needs to come down a little lower because this slopes a little bit. So by digging down deep enough, I went down 6 feet with a $4 shovel, and I put in 200 linear feet of pipe. There's about 3 feet of dirt on top of it right now. I put an inline 12-volt fan inside of the tubing, so it's pulling the hottest air from the very top of the greenhouse, pumping it down through 200 feet, and then it comes back out in the middle. So just to get things tested, this isn't how it'll be, but I brought over one of my 100-watt solar panels, and I just hardwired it in directly into the fan that's inside. And you can hear it running right now probably. And if I get in the way, it'll shut down for now. But once I get a battery set up on there, then we won't have that problem. The power will be there, and then even at night, it can sit there and pump air, which will, at night, it'll actually work to warm it up, because where I'm at, it's, you know, last night was 30 degrees and it's gonna be over 70 today. So I've got to kind of regulate it constantly. I've set up an irrigation system, and it's running to 32 pots. So I think I'm gonna start 4 different items in each corner to see where things grow the best. So this is all dirt that I've shoveled out, you know. It actually has a few benefits, because if it was to ever flood at all, there's no chance. People always ask me like, oh, what if it floods in there? It's just not even possible, because the water would have to get 3 feet above the ground. And I don't know if you could imagine, but 3 feet going out for a long ways, guys, it just would never happen. I've never showed up late. I always do more than I have to do. And so if you're that guy, you never fully get paid for that. You're actually feeding all these other guys' families, because you're carrying all their weight. And so in a situation like this, it's great being that guy, because I don't have a problem doing 75 different things. And then I get to capitalize completely on it. Just gotta grab some gloves real quick. So a huge benefit to having all the livestock on the property is that they create manure, and all that manure can be broken down into soil, and it's really good for your plants and whatnot. And if you look around, there's not the greatest soil out here, so I have to kind of work to make my own. Almost everything you see on top here this is all pig manure, and below it I have straw, and then there's a lot of chicken manure. I can actually see some right here, and it's important to come in every now and then, and you got to stir this, as hard as it might be.